Okay, I know what you're gonna say, it's Luton. Yes, I agree it was Luton, but let's not deny there was some really nice football played this evening at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea play host to Luton Town and emerged 3-0 winners. Let's get into it.
And blue is the colour. Essien! Drogba! Lampard! That could be the championship!
Greetings! Welcome back to Couch Critic with me, Dennis P, for what is your Chelsea match review, but more specifically, a tactical synopsis of Chelsea's performance against Luton Town. Before I get into any of that though, I need you to do me that quick favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button to keep up with the latest and the newest. Of course, it will help me attach to that algorithm, and it'll help my sponsors who go by the name of Major League Socks. And if you don't already know, if you ever want to walk in the footsteps of greatness, hit them up, the link will be in the description. And yes, I know it was Luton Town, but I don't care. I just want to see my team play well and play at a tempo that I can hang my hat on. That we can see them play and apply themselves at a high tempo and execute at a high level. I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw the lineup and I had consternation once again. I just thought that Chelsea cannot be playing with 5 defenders on the pitch when you're playing against a team like Luton Town at home. Now, admittedly, I was upset. I did not want to see this lineup. I was just worried that we weren't going to be able to create enough chances. We weren't going to have enough control to really take hold of the match. And, I was proven wrong 100%. Chelsea came out of the blocks extremely quickly, 1-2 touch passes all over the pitch, gave Luton Town no chance to pick up any sort of momentum and rhythm in the game, and just dominated from minute 1 to minute 90. And this is exactly what I want to see. A possession-based football team that knows how to play at tempo, that understands where the actions are going, understands where to overload, understands where to come deep. All of this was on display today, and I'm very, very proud of the work that has been done on the training pictures. There's a couple things that I'm going to highlight in this video that I think are straight off the training pitch, and we're seeing it come to fruition in the matches. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the shape, and then we're going to get in some of the actions that we're getting off of it as well. But I know Chelsea, a lot of people are thinking that Chelsea are playing a 5-3-2 or a 3-5-2. And while it may look like that just due to the personnel on the pitch, it's nothing close like that. We don't play anything close to a 3-5-2 in its actual application when we're in the build-up phase. For me, that looked every bit like a 4-3-3 with Caicedo sitting in the middle, with Enzo flanking him on the left and Conor Gallagher on the right. It was obviously very fluid. You saw them take up different positions in the midfield, but for the most part, it was a 4-3-3 with Malo Gusto, stretched out onto the right side, and Ben Chilwell just bombing, just playing essentially as a left winger on the left. And maybe that's what the problem was. A lot of people were very much disappointed to see another game where we're using an attacking position for a left back. And a lot of people were worried, myself included, because this is not the type of game plan I wanted to see at home versus, Luton Town, like a newly promoted side. I wanted to see Chelsea put a lot of attacking intent on the team, a lot of attackers on the pitch, and just go at them. And it actually did work that way in the end. We were very much in the ascendancy the entire match. But what I did notice, and one of the things that I think that we need to start understanding about Chelsea, is that all of our actions come in on the right. Most of our build-up play is happening on the right side of the pitch. And it looks a lot to me like what we're seeing is Chelsea are just looking for Ben Chilwell coming in off the left for arrivals, late box arrivals, coming into these incredible areas, which he is very, very good at. The guy takes up incredible areas inside the box when he's coming inside. And, in another day he should have scored. He had 1 and 2 opportunities today where, just decision making in those crucial moments let him down. But the areas that he's occupying on the pitch when he's getting in the box are excellent. I'm talking A1 areas. And to be honest, I have no problem with Ben Chilwell occupying A1 areas on the pitch when we're inside that 18-yard box, because he's a very good ball striker. He can strike it with his left and his right, and it just seems like whenever he hits it, the ball stays hit. So he's a good guy to have in those areas on the pitch. And not only that, it also gives Nicolas Jackson the freedom to roam within that 18 a little bit and find areas for himself to occupy. He can strike the ball extremely well as well. He's a guy that can be a poacher. He's a guy that can move out into different areas, out to the flanks a little bit more and still strike it with confidence on goal. So I don't mind seeing Nicolas Jackson maraud throughout the box and whatnot, and allow for Ben Chilwell to come inside and take that A1 area, because not only is Ben Chilwell good in that area, but it also, if you're focused on somebody like Nicolas Jackson, as you should be when he's in the box, he can pull you out of position. And then when those areas are occupied by Ben Chilwell, you know that that's a dangerous situation for teams to find themselves in. So I like what I saw. I mean, I didn't really see a lot of build-up play on the left-hand side. It looked like we're just looking to do our releases on the left, which is basically what you want to see. I don't think that Ben Chilwell is technically sound enough to be utilized in the left wing role as a guy that can, you know, be the conduit for attack, like left-sided build-up play. So I think we're using him right, but I'm just seeing right now that Chelsea are very much right side dominant, and most of our action is going to the right when we're looking for those back post swings to the back post. Oddly enough, the exact opposite is true about our first phase build-up. Like, a lot of the great moves that we were able to execute in our first phase were coming off of the left with Levi Colwill, you know, Enzo Fernandez, obviously Caicedo in the build-up play as well. I mean, Levi Colwill in particular was just fantastic in that first half. This guy's passing range and just understanding of weight of pass, his understanding of when to release it, everything about this guy as a center back, a young center back at that, it just looks elite when he's on the ball. Like, some of these releases, man, like first time hits to find Jackson in space, you know, just a quick build-up play to bend the ball in behind the defenders to get Jackson on the ball again. Like, this is a very, very dangerous setup when you have a guy like Enzo Fernandez a little bit further up the pitch, and you have a guy like Levi Colwill that can deliver those direct balls to our strikers and whatnot. Like, everything that he did on the ball today, like first time, one-time hits and whatnot, were just incredible to see, especially at the young age. Like, once he starts to really, you know, mature in his football and, you know, absorbs what he's getting from like Thiago Silva and everyone else that's around him right now, I really do believe like sky's the limit for this guy. Like, obviously there's still some things to learn, but in possession, which is where we spend most of our time, this guy is looking like a quality player to have, you know, in your first phase build-up. I mean, I really didn't like how we used him in the second game against West Ham. I thought that he was mainly used as, you know, a fullback. He would advance halfway up the pitch, like more of a halfback, I guess. And, you know, he just wasn't really involved in the game. He wasn't really looking to threaten down the flanks or anything like that. And I understood now why he wasn't really looking to occupy those areas. It's because Chelsea on the left wanted him mainly just for the build-up play. And then we'd look to switch it out to right, where we play most of our actions, you know, out to the right flank to, you know, get into the final third and whatnot. So I'm starting to see the benefits of having this build-up play with Levi Colwill on the left in our first phase and whatnot, and then switching it to the right where most of our final phase action is taking place. It's looking very, very fluid, and the movement, not only just of, you know, swinging it from left to right, but the in the middle of the pitch where we have Caicedo today, he was just keeping it ticking over. Like, the transition from the left to the right flank was very much the responsibility of Moises Caicedo, and he was exceptional in this role. Every time we got on the ball and we're looking to shift it out to the right flank, he was 1-2 touch passes and it's gone, and it just kept things ticking over. The tempo that he set the entire match was exactly what you want from your midfielders. You know, you want them to set a tempo that, you know, the team can follow, establish a rhythm with the other midfielders. I thought he did a great job with that with Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher, who I thought had another really good solid game. And this is what you want. This is the semblance of what you envision as a football team. You know, a team that is very good in possession, move the ball quickly, and then have, you know, the teeth up front to like really hurt teams. And we're seeing that in fits and starts. You know, obviously it's still a work in progress, but the direction that we're moving in right now is something that I find very desirable, and I'm hoping that it continues. The things that I most loved about the goal scoring today was that almost every action that we scored from today came from 1-2 touch passes and then, you know, a clinical finish and whatnot. And this is what you want to see in the final phase of your build-up play. You know, when the play's supposed to slow down, you need your attackers to speed it up. And, you know, there's no better way to do that than with 1-2 touch passes playing it off of each other. I mean, the first goal was just so well constructed. You had Enzo get on the ball, Enzo lays it off to Conor Gallagher, one touch infield to Caicedo. Caicedo switches it out to the right, and then, you know, as you feel like it's going to slow down, Augusto plays it and slides in Raheem Sterling, and he does the rest. But the action to release Raheem Sterling, like the movement from the team and whatnot, was just so beautiful to watch. And, you know, if this is the type of football that we're going to be seeing going forward, like this type of application, this pace of play and whatnot, I think we're just going to be in for a good season, a really, really good season, because teams cannot react when we're moving the ball that quick. As I know it was Luton Town, they're not necessarily the most fluid of teams. They don't necessarily have the athletes to keep up with a Chelsea side that have athletes all over the pitch all of a sudden. So obviously it's not the best indication of what we can do in this setup, but man, this is the level I want to be at. You know, this is this definitely the style and like aesthetically what I want to see this team play like. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there. It was just a really, really impressive showing. I don't want to go into too much detail because you guys all witnessed it. You know, you guys leave comments. Let me know what I was missing. Like, what are the other things that you saw in this game that you thought were just excellent to see? Like, what are the things that you're starting to understand about Mauricio Pochettino's setup? And for me, there was a couple other things that like I didn't really touch on, but I think we need to pay attention to this Leslie Ugochukwu guy. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it yet. But when he came in late in the game, there's a couple things that he did on the ball that made me take notice. I'm not gonna lie, I took some notice. Like, he's not just gonna be your number 6, sit in the back destroyer kind of guy. He looks more like a more box-to-box presence. He's a guy that has intelligent touches, and he thinks the game really well. Like, there's things that I liked what I saw in his little cameo. I don't want to go too far with it, but I think it's something to watch there. And Chelsea overall, again, Raheem Sterling, man of the match. I'm sorry I haven't mentioned him, but like, this is the quality that we want from him anyways. We want him to be on the end of all of our attacking moves because he has the finishing quality. And then not only does he score 2, but then he sets up Nico Jackson for the 3rd. And, you know, this is the talismanic figure, the senior veteran, you know, the senior attacker. This is what you want from him. You need him to be spearheading these attacks for us. And I think he's doing a fantastic job. Like, the first 3 games, I think Raheem Sterling has definitely shown us that, number 1, he's fit, which is very, very important. He's fit, and he's taken to the style of play that Mauricio Pochettino has assigned to him like a duck to water. So if this continues, Raheem Rasclat Sterling is going to be a player to watch for Chelsea this year, and I'm here for it. But until then, keep the blue flag flying high and up Chelsea.